Good morning, everybody. Decided I wanted to make these videos because I started doing them and had a lot of positive response. And first off, I'm Robert, just a normal guy. And well, I mean, lately I've gone through a hell of a journey of self awareness. Finding out who I am, finding out the person I am, finding out the person I want to be, and how I got there, how I'm getting there, because you never really get there. You never end up exactly where you want to be. It's a work in progress, and you're constantly struggling to get there. The first step is getting your ass out of bed. It's hard to get out of that slump. You sit there and you get down on yourself, and you have the covers pulled up, the shades are drawn. And nothing makes you want to get out of bed. Nothing makes you want to get out of that slump, and it's just like you're just so afraid to reapproach the road because you're gonna get hit again. You're gonna get hit, knocked down, and dragged through the mud again, and it's tough. Like I struggle with a lot of stuff in life. I struggled with my depression, and I struggled with some anxiety issues and stuff like that. And yeah, I could take a magic pill, man, and remove myself from it, but that's not the way I want to live. That's not what I want to do every day. I've had friends that were cutters and stuff like that, and that's how they dealt with their depression and their frustration and their anxiety. It's how they got by. But that's just all a vice. All that stuff, it's a vice. It's an addiction to a vice. And it helps you get by. It helps you float by the situation that you're in. But we need better skills as people. We need to cope. Everything I've ever done in my life, I've done because you know what? I've reached a boiling point. I've reached a boiling point. I got disappointed in myself. I got frustrated with myself. I got angry with myself. And I pushed. Everything I've ever done in my life, I've done it because I didn't want to be where I was at. And then people say, well, how do you do that? I'm not capable of doing that. Everybody's capable of doing that because you know what? There's been days where you stood in the sun and the sun got too damn hot. And you got your ass up and you moved. Or it's been too damn cold and you went inside and you warmed up. Physical moving is a lot like emotional moving. You can work your way out of where you're at. And I'm not saying that like bam it's gonna happen and you're gonna be like, oh, I'm out of the situation I was in, or uh, I got to a new place. You replace your vices. You progressively replace your vices with something better, something healthy, something more efficient for you, something that works, something that's not detrimental to your well-being, something that doesn't destroy you. Because right now, sitting in depression, sitting in denial of your emotions, not coping with stuff, you know, and don't get me wrong, I understand that there is serious mental health issues that need medication. And by all means, if that's the coping mechanism that you need, the vice, I mean the thing that you need to deal with, well, then more power to you. You know what? Some people do need that medication, and I'm not talking to those people. I'm talking to those of us that got ourselves here. You know, we got ourselves here by some method or some mean. You know what? We overspend our life. You know what? We love the wrong person. You know what? We ended up in the wrong place. You know what? We got hooked on something that we shouldn't have got hooked on. We're a lot stronger than we perceive. We're a lot tougher than we give ourselves credit for. And then we think we need these people to save us. We think we need these vices to save us. When the reality is, we got ourselves. There's been times and positions in our lives where we had ourselves because we had no other choice. And now we find ourselves in this pit, and we're waiting for somebody to throw us a rope, the magic rope, to pull us out. The bad news is the rope, the majority of the time, isn't going to come. Because the truth is, everybody's bobbing around this ocean trying to save themselves. So it's up to you to be your own hero in your own story. And when you figure it out, you can share the words on how you did it. You can reach a hand back and pull somebody else out of the mud. The truth is that if you can help yourself, you can help somebody else. You guys can do it. You know what? I believe in you. For me, I replaced a lot of negativity with prayer. And I know everybody right there just said, "Oh my God, another prayer Bible thumper." No. Don't get me wrong, I'm not that guy. I've seen some stuff in my life, and I've been through some stuff in my life where I know that there's things above me. Now you can believe whatever those things are that you want to believe. I'm not here to knock your religion or your faith or your beliefs. I'm just telling you that whatever it is above you that you got to believe in, work with it. As far as making yourself better, you know what? It starts with one step at a time. I always remember the first morning I got up and I realized I had to get my ass out of bed. And I was feeling like crap. And I thought, what's going to make me feel better today? I had wanted blueberry pancakes for like 2 weeks. But I looked like crap. I felt like crap. I didn't want to get out of bed. So I got my ass out of bed and went and got me some pancakes that morning with a big cup of coffee. And I sat there and I ate my pancakes. I drank my coffee. And a couple times I almost felt like I wanted to cry because I was so frustrated with life. It felt like I didn't have an escape. I didn't have an outlet. In between bites, I stop and I breathe. Because there's an old thing that some old mechanic told me one time, and I'll tell you that story later on. But I stopped and I breathed. I stopped and I breathed. I realized I had control. I had control over myself. Couldn't control everything outside in the world, but I controlled this situation right now. I controlled how much syrup I wanted on my pancakes. I controlled how much sugar I wanted in my coffee. And I controlled what I paid attention to at that moment in life. But I started taking that philosophy and I started working it on every aspect from then on. I can't control everything. I can't control the big picture. I can't. But I can control the things that are in front of me. I can control the things in my hands. And past that, if I'm worrying about world hunger in Africa or, what's going on at the border right now and, the price of gas 2 weeks from now, I can't control that. It's spent energy wasting. If I send my money to Africa, you know what? I sign my petition for the border wall. Either way, for or against it. You know what? I've done my part. I need to let that go. That shouldn't be on my plate anymore. We spend all this time, worrying about what we're going to fix, how we're going to fix it, and how we get there. And it ends up being another burden on your plate. We need to let that go. Just a little fly. I'm just saying, guys, you know what? Saving yourself literally starts with swimming to the shore. So find your shore. You know what? Get out of your funk for just a minute and let it go. You can't fix everything in a day, but you can take baby steps. They say to rescue yourself from quicksand. If you start struggling, trying to get yourself out fast, you're going to sink and you're going to die. They say, but if you straighten out your body and you move slow, take baby moves to the shore, eventually you get out of the quicksand. I think life is a lot like quicksand. We struggle so quick to try to get these situations under control, and before we know it, we're drowning in the quicksand. A lot of you are smarter than you know, you're more beautiful than you know, you got more potential than you ever can imagine. Like, there's so much under the surface that's just ready to explode, but you guys have this lid on yourself, a lid of depression, a lid of anxiety, a lid of, self-doubt. And it ruins your growth. It ruins your personal growth. It's hard to get out of that if you're stuck. Take your baby steps, man. Work on yourself. Do one thing a day that makes you happy. Then make it 2 things a day that makes you happy. Then when you realize what that feeling is of happiness, don't let it go. Work towards it every day. I try to find one moment in my life when I can breathe. One moment in my life when I can be happy. And I revisit that moment all day. You can't sit there and be like, oh, well, life's beating me down. Well, life's going to beat you down because that's what life does. Life's not going to be fair because life never was. It wasn't fair for your parents. It wasn't fair for your grandparents. And you know what? I'll give it to old people. Old people were built tougher than we are. They're built a hell of a lot tougher than we are. But they were built that way because they were put through the fire from the get-go. A lot of us were sheltered as, coming up. A lot of us had, and my life was difficult coming up, but at the same time, I wouldn't say I was sheltered, but at the same time, I was a lot more sheltered than my parents and my grandparents were. Toughen up, man. Start stepping up and start doing for yourself. Start treading toward the shore. Get out of this damn quicksand, man, because it's going to eat you up. It's going to eat you up till it destroys you. Well, anyways, y'all, that's my little spiel for today, and I just wanted to say I hope you have a great day, and God bless you. Find your faith, man, and walk for yourself. Find time to walk for yourself. Do what makes you feel good. Do what makes you feel right. And be happy. Be healthy. Like I said, if you guys can get away from this, start working on making a better you. Alright, y'all. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.